Imagine this. Your friendly elderly neighbor was waving hello to you yesterday, smiling and cheerful today. They're being rushed to the hospital, gripping their chest in agony, their life hanging by a thread. Picture your own loved ones at breakfast this morning, healthy and laughing, but by tonight tragedy strikes without warning, leaving your family shaken forever. Horrifying, isn't it? Here's the chilling reality you cannot afford to ignore. These sudden catastrophic health emergencies don't happen out of nowhere. They often stem from deadly blind spots hidden in your everyday diet. Critical nutrients from vegetables you casually dismiss as optional. If you're over 60 and believe your genes will protect you, think again. Science confirms that skipping certain vegetables dramatically increases your risk of devastating strokes, crippling heart attacks, and rapid cognitive decline. Refuse to heed this warning, and you risk being chained to medications, hospital beds, and ultimately losing your precious independence forever. Don't let your complacency be the reason your family experiences irreversible heartbreak. Keep watching because the next few minutes might be your only chance to save yourself or someone you love from a nightmare you never saw coming. Transition, a brief, true, or composite clinical story. Meet Claire, a 72-year-old retired teacher who initially felt she had nothing to worry about. She was still driving occasionally, playing cards with friends, and babysitting her grandkids without missing a beat. One morning, Claire realized her usual afternoon tiredness had become downright exhaustion, and her blood pressure readings shot up alarmingly. A frightening ER visit revealed she was on the brink of a massive health episode, a near cardiac emergency that her doctors believed could have been mitigated with better nutrition. Overwhelmed, Claire asked her physician, "Is there any way to reverse this trend?" Her doctor explained that genes do matter, but day-to-day habits, especially consistent vegetable intake, play a massive role in safeguarding heart and vascular health. Intrigued, Claire recalled how her own grandmother had lived to 95, always raving about the power of greens. That memory became Claire's turning point. She resolved to overhaul her meals and investigate which vegetables might shield her from the next crisis. Science and background. Before diving into specifics, let's address the question: why vegetables plants carry an arsenal of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and naturally occurring compounds that fortify cells against the stressors of aging. According to the World Health Organization, WHO 2019, data in the global health estimates, cardiovascular diseases remain a leading cause of death, especially in populations above 65. The WHO emphasizes that consistent consumption of nutrient-rich plant foods can lower blood pressure, reduce arterial stiffness, and minimize the risk of degenerative diseases that steal away our final years. A second voice comes from Harvard, T.H. Chan School of Public Health, which has repeatedly highlighted the correlation between a plant-forward diet and longevity in older adults. Harvard T.H. Chan 2020 Bulletin. Researchers there found that even incremental increases in daily vegetable intake could significantly improve markers of heart function and cognitive clarity. Dr. Michael Greger, a well-known advocate of plant-based nutrition, has also stated, Dr. Greger Nutrition Facts Org 2021, that foods packed with antioxidants may slow or even repair some aspects of the aging process, acting as our best line of defense. So if you're looking to stay agile, maintain healthy circulation, and keep your wits well beyond 70, these voices in the medical community point to vegetables as a non-negotiable first step. Where do we begin? The data shows that not all greens are created equal. Certain families, such as cruciferous varieties, dark leafy options, pungent bulbs like garlic and onions, plus bright root vegetables, pack a more formidable punch than generic iceberg lettuce. And in some cultures, sea-based produce like kelp or nori also appears to provide potent longevity benefits, particularly for maintaining a healthy weight and stable blood pressure. 1. Cruciferous powerhouses, e.g. broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Let's launch our deep dive into the first must-eat group, cruciferous vegetables. Imagine a robust internal defense system, sweeping toxins out of your system and neutralizing rogue cells. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage are loaded with sulforaphane and indole 3-carbinol compounds shown to help detoxify the body and potentially lower the incidence of cancer. For seniors, these detox effects continue working through the decades, offering armor against the insidious progression of heart troubles and immune system breakdowns. Consider the case of Marjorie, a 78-year-old retired nurse. She battled unexplainable fatigue for months, regularly popping antacids and leaning on sugary snacks for a quick energy fix. After reading about cruciferous vegetables, she started incorporating roasted Brussels sprouts, lightly steamed broccoli, and raw cabbage slaw 3 times a week. Within 8 weeks, Marjorie's cholesterol dipped, her digestive discomfort eased, and her energy soared. Improvements her doctor attributed largely to the high antioxidant activity in these veggies. What's the secret behind these dynamic plants? Research indicates that the body's detox pathways, particularly in the liver, benefit from the enzymes released when cruciferous vegetables are chewed or lightly cooked. These enzymes aid in breaking down excess hormones, reducing chronic inflammation, and even supporting more stable blood pressure readings. So if you aim to dodge that dreaded stroke risk or reduce the likelihood of a sudden heart jolt, a few servings of broccoli or cabbage a week might bolster your internal defenses. Cruciferous vegetables also carry a notable amount of vitamins C and K, further enhancing bone density and vascular integrity. Many seniors worry about osteoporosis or fracturing a hip, concerns that can drastically affect independence. By fueling your bones with vitamin K, you maintain stronger skeletal support. Pair that with vitamin C's collagen-boosting power, and you're essentially taking out a health insurance policy for your joints, connective tissues, and blood vessel walls. 2. Leafy green spinach, kale, Swiss chard collards. Moving on to the second essential group, let's talk about leafy greens, nutritional powerhouses like spinach, kale collards, and Swiss chard. These luscious leaves brim with magnesium, potassium, folate, and vitamin K, all critical elements for seniors striving to ward off frailty. Harvard Th. Chan's research underscores that regular intake of leafy greens supports healthy blood flow, sharper memory, and stronger skeletal structure. Harvard Th. Chan 2019 review. For an aging body struggling with slowed circulation, arthritic joints, and forgetfulness, these nutrients operate like daily maintenance for your internal engine. One often overlooked but crucial aspect is the presence of nitrates in spinach and similar greens. Once consumed, these convert into nitric oxide, a vasodilator that expands blood vessels to enhance circulation. By easing the pressure on arterial walls, you gain more consistent blood flow to the brain, heart, and muscles. Seniors repeatedly note better mental clarity, fewer dizzy spells, and improved walking stamina once they elevate their intake of these nitrate-rich veggies. Take Jonas, an 80-year-old retired carpenter. For years, he struggled to remember everyday tasks like where he left his keys and frequently woke up groggy. After consulting a diet-conscious doctor, Jonas started adding a cup of steamed spinach to breakfast and kale to his lunchtime soup. Within weeks, he reported fewer memory lapses and an overall improvement in mood, illustrating that consistent folate, magnesium, and other micronutrients can fortify both mental and emotional wellness. For bone health, those same leafy greens provide a critical reservoir of vitamin K, which helps move calcium into bones and keep them dense. With osteoporosis, a serious threat to many older adults, a regular helping of collards or chard acts as a preventive measure. And if you're worried about taste, experiment with new recipes. Sauté kale with onions and garlic blend. Spinach into a fruit smoothie, or toss baby greens into soups. Just remember that variety and frequency matter, ensuring you continually refuel your cells with robust nutrients. Pre-dear Verdi, sure you weren't a tusher. Call to action, part 1. Let's pause to anchor these insights into your life. Have you ever noticed a distinct improvement in your energy after you eat well? Or is that just some vague nutrition myth? Think about it carefully. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment, "I feel it," if you relate, "I'm safe." If not, and add a question for the doctor. 3. Garlic and onions, the pungent protectors. Now we turn to 2 staples you've likely had in your kitchen for decades: garlic and onions. Don't let their humble appearance fool you. These are potent defenders against infection, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Garlic is particularly revered for its allicin content, which numerous studies link to lowered blood pressure and better cholesterol profiles. Meanwhile, onions deliver quercetin, an antioxidant that helps neutralize free radicals, supports healthy blood vessel function, and could even reduce the odds of certain cancers. When Esther, a 56-year-old retired receptionist, first heard she had elevated blood pressure, she braced for a lifelong pill routine. On her doctor's advice, she began adding a clove of crushed garlic to her salads or lightly sautéing it with her dinners several times a week. Over the course of 6 months, Esther saw her blood pressure readings drop from borderline high to within a healthier range. While she still needed medication adjustments, remember, you should always consult your physician. Her doctor believed the garlic regimen helped amplify those benefits. Furthermore, both onions and garlic contain prebiotics that encourage the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. As we age, the gut microbiome can become less diverse, potentially undermining nutrient absorption and immune resilience. By regularly including these allium vegetables, you contribute to a healthier digestive ecosystem, one that can bolster everything from mood to energy levels. Plus, the robust flavors can help you scale back on added salt, which is crucial for keeping blood pressure within a safer zone. If you're sensitive to the pungency, try different cooking methods, roasting, caramelizing, or adding them at the end of a stew so their flavors blend smoothly. You can even hide a sliver of raw garlic in homemade dressings, neutralized by a tangy vinegar. The bottom line is that these bulbous wonders offer not just a culinary kick, but also a protective boost that accumulates over time. Each clove you chop or onion you slice can be a small but powerful step towards safeguarding your golden years. Termite you need. 4 root vegetables: carrots, beets, sweet potatoes. Next, we explore the vividly colored realm of root vegetables. Carrots, beets, sweet potatoes, and similar tubers are more than just side dishes. They come equipped with an arsenal of beta-carotene vitamins and fiber to help maintain vision, stabilize blood sugar, and support heart health. The bright orange in carrots signals abundant beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin a nutrient linked to sharper eyesight and better immune defense, particularly vital for individuals past 70 beats. On the other hand, are rich in nitrates that transform into nitric oxide, a molecule renowned for widening blood vessels and boosting blood flow. Improved circulation can mean more oxygen reaching your brain muscles and organs, potentially diminishing fatigue and helping you stay active. If you've felt your stamina slipping or your mental focus waning a routine, serving of beetroot, be it roasted, juiced, or steamed, could offer surprising benefits. Harold, an 81-year-old retired truck driver, discovered this firsthand when a blend of carrots and beets significantly improved circulation in his legs. Sweet potatoes add another dimension, offering a low glycemic source of carbohydrates alongside vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. They may help keep blood sugar more even, a lifesaver for seniors worried about type 2 diabetes. Moreover, the dietary fiber in these roots supports digestive regularity, a seemingly small but crucial factor in comfortable aging. Few things derail quality of life faster than chronic constipation or gut distress. Root vegetables serve as a gentle, natural remedy. If you want to leverage their benefits without feeling overwhelmed, consider a weekly routine: roast a batch of root veggies on Sunday and portion them out across multiple meals. Mix them into stew, salads, or simple side dishes. Over time, your bloodstream, bones, and mental clarity may all reap the rewards. Don't forget, consistent repetition matters more than a one-time supersized serving. So aim for a few cups of these colorful wonders throughout the week, adjusting for personal preferences and any physician guidance. 5. Seaweed and algae, the often overlooked marine greens. Finally, let's address a category that seldom appears in Western diets: seaweed and algae-based vegetables. Think kelp, nori, wakame, or spirulina marine wonders, boasting iodine minerals and unusual antioxidants not typically found on land. In many coastal or island cultures, these foods have long been staples associated with healthy blood pressure, better thyroid function, and even improved weight management. Yet older adults in Western nations often overlook them, missing out on their multifaceted nutritional benefits. Iodine, for instance, is vital for a properly functioning thyroid gland, which governs metabolism and energy levels. A deficiency can lead to fatigue, unexplained weight changes, and in older adults, exacerbation of pre-existing cardiovascular issues. Seaweeds also contain unique polysaccharides known to help support immune responses and potentially act against inflammatory processes. So if your goal is to stay spry, maintain mental clarity, and fend off age-related health pitfalls, Adding modest amounts of marine greens could be a game changer. You might worry that seaweed is too exotic or tastes too briny. Many grocery stores now carry nori sheets you can use for wraps, kelp granules as a salt substitute, or dried seaweed blends suitable for soups. Even a once-a-week seaweed salad can introduce a distinct texture and nutrient surge. Remember, you don't need to gorge on these marine vegetables. Listen to your body, consult your physician if you have thyroid conditions, and aim for moderate but consistent inclusion in your meal plan. So, summing up from cruciferous to marine-based vegetables, each category offers its own specialized defense against the ravages of aging. Whether you're striving to prevent a stroke, keep your heart stable, or preserve mental acuity, these five groups converge to form a robust dietary shield. The question is not, will they help, but rather how quickly can you incorporate them? Don't underestimate how small, consistent dietary changes accumulate into potentially life-saving outcomes. Call to comment. At this point, you might be thinking, this is all well and good, but where do I start? Let us hear your story. Have you ever noticed this sign? Comment, I feel it. If you relate, I'm safe. If not, and add a question for the doctor. There's power in community, and sharing your experiences can encourage others to take similar steps. Feel free to scroll down and join the conversation. Learning from each other may be the catalyst you need to implement these new habits. Here, the missing spark, fear factor, and urgency amplified. Still unconvinced? Let's get real about what's at stake if you ignore these five protective food groups. Visualize yourself or a close friend suddenly losing the ability to climb stairs without gasping for breath or forgetting basic details about a loved one. Such declines do not always spring up overnight, but after years of malnourished cells, silent inflammation, and unbalanced diets, the tipping point can be shockingly abrupt. One day you're fine. The next, a mini stroke steals half your field of vision, or a near cardiac meltdown puts you in the ICU. If you're above 60, these looming dangers are not hypothetical. Each additional day you skip these nutrient-packed vegetables might compound the invisible wear and tear on your arteries, bones, and brain. Why take that risk when the simplest solution, integrating a half cup here, a handful there, can yield profound protective effects? Action plan. Let's pivot to a tangible blueprint. First, schedule a chat with your physician or a registered dietitian, especially if you have chronic conditions. Second, create a weekly meal plan featuring at least 3 servings of cruciferous vegetables, 3 of leafy greens, 4 combined uses of garlic and onions, 2 or 3 root vegetable-based dishes, and at least 1 meal incorporating seaweed. Keep track in a simple notebook or use a mobile app designed for seniors. The key is consistency rather than perfection. Third, prepare your kitchen stock up on produce that's easy to store or freeze, like frozen spinach or bagged cabbage slaw. If fresh produce is challenging to access regularly, look at flash frozen options, which often retain a high nutrient density. Fourth, aim for variety in cooking methods: raw, roasted lightly, steamed, or blended in smoothies. Each technique may release different beneficial compounds while keeping meals interesting. Fifth, consider your portion sizes. A half-cup serving of cooked cruciferous veggies or a cup of raw leafy greens can be enough to provide meaningful protective nutrients. For those with reduced appetite, small but frequent servings might work better than large plates. And if you're on medications, especially for blood pressure or thyroid concerns, monitor your levels as you increase vegetable intake, adjusting in consultation with your healthcare provider. Last, remember the synergy effect. Combining these 5 categories can amplify the benefits. For example, a stir-fry using broccoli and onions served with a side of seaweed salad can bring together multiple protective compounds. The possibility of each nutrient reinforcing others is well documented, so don't hesitate to get creative. Rather than relying on one magic vegetable, a varied approach ensures your body's many systems remain fortified against age-related decline. 24-hour challenge and 7-day checklist. To spark immediate momentum, try this 24-hour challenge. Incorporate at least 1 cup of leafy greens and 1 clove of garlic into your diet by tomorrow. Jot down how you feel, energy levels, digestion, mental focus, and share your observations below. This quick test can show you how even small steps might yield noticeable shifts, igniting your motivation to continue. Don't expect miracles in a single day, but do watch for subtle changes that could push you to keep going. Then extend that commitment into a 7-day checklist. Day 1, eat a serving of cruciferous veggies like steamed broccoli. Day 2, add a cup of spinach or kale in any meal. Day 3, use garlic and onions in your cooking, focusing on flavor and potential health perks. Day 4, roast carrots or beets for a fiber and nitrate boost. Day 5, experiment with a small portion of seaweed, perhaps a nori wrap with tuna salad. Day 6, revisit cruciferous or leafy greens, again ensuring repetition. Day 7, finish strong with a combination dish such as a veggie stew, incorporating 2 or 3 categories. At the end of those 7 days, see if you notice better digestion, reduced reliance on over-the-counter aids, or subtle improvements in daily tasks. Even if the changes are slight, they indicate your body's responding. If you can feel it, imagine the compounding benefits after months or years of consistent intake. Challenge your friends, neighbors, or adult children to do the same and share your experiences, forming an online or local support group. 2 more anonymized case studies. Case study number 1, Luther 69. Part-time accountant Luther's lab results showed borderline high cholesterol and rising blood pressure. His physician recommended medication, but also insisted he follow a heart-friendly diet. Reluctant at first, Luther began replacing his usual lunchtime sandwich with a salad loaded with spinach, onions, and roasted carrots. 3 months later, his numbers improved enough to lower the medication dosage. His doctor credited the synergy of leafy greens and root vegetables for the enhanced outcomes. Case study number 2. Dolores, 75, retired social worker. Dolores wrestled with occasional cognitive fog and joint stiffness, making her daily walks painful. Inspired by a community seminar, she dedicated time every weekend to prepare dishes rich in cruciferous veggies, garlic and sweet potatoes. She found a mild but consistent boost in her mental clarity and a reduction in knee pain. Although she also did gentle yoga twice a week and followed her physician's advice, Dolores believes the new eating pattern was pivotal in keeping her mobile and mentally engaged. Integrating expert quotes, filling your plate with a diversity of vegetables can offer more than just vitamins. It can reduce systemic inflammation, a primary driver of age-related diseases, explains Dr. Michael Greger, 2021 Nutrition Facts Org webinar. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization continues to stress that regular vegetable consumption is one of the most cost-effective ways to prevent chronic ailments. WHO 2019. Even the prestigious Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health T20 report states that older adults who consistently eat a colorful array of produce can improve quality of life and potentially extend lifespan. If these global authorities keep pointing to the same solutions, shouldn't we heed that advice? Bear in mind that no single expert claims vegetables can cure all diseases outright. But the consensus is clear. They can play a massive role in lowering risk factors and supporting better health metrics. If you have specialized conditions, heart arrhythmias, advanced diabetes, or significant thyroid imbalances, then customizing your diet in collaboration with a healthcare provider is crucial. Still, these broad findings suggest that for the average senior, daily exposure to cruciferous, leafy root-based allium, onion, garlic, and marine greens can serve as a robust preventative shield. Ethical reminder. Remember, nothing here is meant to replace professional medical advice. If you're on prescribed medication or dealing with a complex health issue, always consult your physician before making big dietary shifts. Reducing or stopping medication without proper supervision can be dangerous. The goal is not to abandon modern treatments, but to fortify your body so those treatments work better and to possibly reduce your risk of needing more drastic interventions in the future. Think of these 5 vegetable categories as reinforcements standing side by side with conventional healthcare strategies. Properly integrated, they can be the difference between enduring a barrage of health challenges versus maintaining stable, sustainable well-being. While you might not notice an overnight revolution, each consistent bite adds up over weeks, months, and years. Don't let the slow pace discourage you. Real transformation often happens in gentle increments. A final personal story for impact. Shortly after her husband suffered a mild stroke, Bernice, a 74-year-old grandmother of four, recognized she needed to make changes too. Bernice admitted her fridge was often packed with processed meals rather than fresh produce. After the scare, she refocused on broccoli, spinach, garlic, and carrot staples she'd overlooked in favor of convenience. 5 months into her new routine, Bernice felt more vibrant and even lost a few pounds. Her husband's recovery also progressed, aided by a dietitian-approved meal plan that emphasized the same 5 vegetables. Bernice's story underscores a universal lesson: it's never too late to recalibrate. Even if you've spent decades prioritizing quick fixes, small changes implemented now can produce real benefits in your 70s, 80s, or even beyond 90. The body has remarkable adaptability when given the right tools, especially nutrient-rich foods that have stood the test of time and tradition. Whether you're caring for an ailing spouse or striving to protect your own independence, these vegetable-based strategies can become a lifeline to better days. Conclusion with rapid-fire bullet points. Let's wrap up with 3 concise reminders. First, cruciferous vegetables, leafy greens, garlic, stock, onions, root veggies, and seaweed. Each deliver unique micronutrients and protective compounds that help counteract age-related decline. Second, consistency outperforms perfection. Small but regular portions can steadily reinforce heart health, cognitive function, and immune resilience. Sonorin. Third, combining these vegetables in your meals, roasted, steamed, or raw, offers a synergistic effect, amplifying their overall protective potential. If these pointers resonated with you, please hit the like button, tap subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a wake-up call about their health. Your engagement helps more people discover these potentially life-saving insights, and we'd love to hear from you in the comments section. How do you plan to integrate these veggies into your daily life? The conversation you start might inspire someone else to regain control of their well-being. As we close, consider this question to spark continued discussion. Which single vegetable do you think you'll struggle with the most, and how might you adapt your cooking style to finally embrace it? Post your thoughts below. Your real-life experiences can become the guidepost for others who are equally determined to avoid stroke or heart attack and live robustly past 100. The clock is ticking. Will you take action? Let's see who's ready to transform their future, one meal at a time.